gun safe update. This is my new Liberty 1776-50. Picked it up from Tractor Supply just before Thanksgiving for $1,800, which I waited too long to get one of these. When I was researching, I saw some people mention they were like $1,500 a year or two ago, or on sale for around $13. But it is what it is. My local Tractor Supply did not have this model, the 50 model. They had the 64T, which is actually what I wanted. Instead of being 60 inches tall, it's 72, which allows for an extra top shelf. But the problem was the depth. This safe body is 22 inches deep. The body on that one is like 27.5, and by the time you add the handle, you got an extra 3 inches. I just couldn't get it to fit in the damn house, much as I wanted to get it. So I had to go with this one. And that was another bad thing, was in a 75-mile radius, there were only 2 of these available. One was an hour away, the other one was an hour and a half. And I even tried stopping at other Tractor Supplies on the way before I went and looked at this one, just to see if maybe they had this model, the 50 model, and they didn't. So, and a couple days after I bought this one, the other safe was gone. So, and compared to the cannons that you get at Tractor Supply, these are far, far better. I mean, even just the fire rating, and also just like the door fit. Like those cannons, you can literally just, with the door being bolted, with the door closed, you can just push on the door. This one's got a much better fit and finish compared to those cannons. Of course, you're paying about double the price, but you're getting a lot nicer safe. This is how I got it set up. I set it up more or less using those factory dividers for now, which I plan on redoing, because it's not a good system. Because you have to way you got to pull these out, you got to angle them down, then you end up kind of almost hitting the bottom of it, and then getting the other ones out. In my old safe, it was a 24 gun, and I was using the rifle rods, and that's how I was able to get the capacity from that one, which it was a 24. I was able to get 20 long guns, which, that being ARs and AKs, that's a pretty good feat. But using those factory dividers, you can't do it like that. Also, this is the sticker that was on it. Kind of show some things. Which it says Tractor Supply exclusive. I'd seen videos from a year or two ago where other companies were selling it. Maybe Tractor Supply bought the contract for it, so they can sell it instead. Now, if you look at the specs on that, it's pretty much, this safe is pretty much just a Fatboy JR, but it lacks the bottom locking bolt, and the notch for that bolt is actually on the bottom of this door. They just put a piece of tape over it. When I was loading the safe up, it was there. I was like, what the hell? Thought it was kind of funny. Now I plan on redoing the taking this out and then using the that liner they put underneath here. That way I can attach my rifles to it. And also I plan on taking this out as well. And one video I ended up seeing, it was by Gun Store Solutions. They'll use the wall shelving to use this type of bracket system or shelf track system, and then use brackets like this. That way you don't have to worry about a divider, and then still allow to use these little smaller shelves. And it came with 2 long shelves that went across here, which of course are not being used at the moment. I'm going to try to set it up how they've done theirs. They'll keep the one long shelf across, then I'll have all my longer barrel guns over here, and I'm going to use the like I said, I think it's 24 or 25 inch wide shelf to go across here. That way I can attach all the shorter barrel guns like ARs, AKs, that kind of thing, and still hopefully use these 2 pieces of shelving right here. And I ended up picking a lighting kit as well to put in it. 2 biggest gripes with this thing is how they ended up cutting out in the middle. Well, of course, it's the end of this section here, but it's actually in the middle of the top shelf. I had to use the little shelf liner that usually goes over this, just so I can get my handgun rack. Now, I do not like that rack system. It's made by Rackham. You can double stack it. That's how I had it set up in my old safe, so I didn't have so much width. But the problem is, you can see they end up kind of, they can touch each other, bang into each other. There's not a good dividing system. And one of them, there was some welding splatter, and they had coated over it, and I ended up like scratching up my trigger guard on one of my guns. It kind of pissed me off. And also the, if it'll focus. Come on, baby, focus. There we go. They only give you 6 handguns on the door. Of course, this is the economy, but this does not cost that damn much. My old safe, of course, I was using the Browning, I think it was DPX Molly door system, and that safe was only 28 inches wide. And I had 3 handguns across and 3 down with it. And I had planned on maybe buying the larger version of that setup to use on this safe. The problem was the price had gone up, and it was like $180 just for the larger door panel system. And I ended up going with Stealth, and I was able to get the panel for $100 and then add like 10 more holsters for another $80 for the same price as that Browning DPX setup. And I didn't really care for the Molly holsters that Browning uses anyway. I'll do a comparison on the update video of this thing. But I did a quick video showing my old safe setup. I did not have a lamp on it, so kind of hard to tell what the hell was going on, but I'll just kind of describe it just in case. Picture this section of this amount of safe room here, and my top shelf was lowered down about as far as I could. It wasn't as deep as this. I was using like a 1x10, so any of my longer barrel, like my M1A, L1A1, that kind of thing, they were sticking past the shelf on the back, and I had this double stacked, my rack double stacked. I think I had of course those are actually, those look like ammo cans, those are actually handguns in those, and I had one of those ammo cans up top here beside the handgun rack, and then I had one down on the ground or on the floor of the safe, and then all my short barrel guns were up on that ammo can there. And then I had these handgun hangers all the way across as well. And of course, it was a kind of a pain sitting there pulling a rifle out or in that kind of thing, sitting there wanting to hit handguns. It was way too stuffed. Of course, this has got a much better fire rate. The old safe was like a 30-minute versus 75-minute. I'm pretty sure that thing was like 14 gauge steel. This one's 12 gauge, which ain't the best. There's a lot of safe snobs out there say, oh, you got to have 10 gauge minimum. If you really want a real safe, you need like 1/4 inch plate and that kind of thing if you want a real safe. So, of course, this safe was $2,000. If you really want like some high-end stuff, you're going to be looking at paying close to 10 grand. Which maybe we'll get something like that in the future. But alright, kind of a before, but it'll change up a little bit. But see y'all.